Hey guys, and welcome back. Today in this video we are going to see how to install Ubuntu 23.04, which is the latest version of Ubuntu in Oracle VirtualBox. Now this Ubuntu 23.04, which is also codenamed as Lunar Lobster, it was released on April 2023, and it is a short-term release, so it's going to get only 9 months of updates, security patches, as well as the critical fixes. Now there are a lot of new features which are made available with the Ubuntu 23.04. Some of the features which I'm going to talk about in this video. So first of all, this new version of Ubuntu comes with GNOME 44, includes a new OS installer. So we will see them one by one during the installation process. So first of all, just open up your browser. We will have to install Oracle VirtualBox if you have not done it already. So to do that, I'll just search for Oracle VirtualBox. Alright, now you can open up this first link, which is from virtualbox.org. You can click here. And if you don't know what VirtualBox is, it is actually a virtualization software which allows you to run multiple virtual operating systems on your host computer. So let's say my host computer is Windows 11, and on that Windows 11 I'm going to create multiple virtual machines, and these virtual machines can run different operating systems like Windows, Linux, Mac OS, or Solaris operating systems. So within one machine, you can run multiple machines if you want to experiment with different operating systems without doing a clean install on your computer. So if you want to read more about this VirtualBox, you can read it from here. Otherwise, let's just download it. So click here on download VirtualBox 7.0. Now, depending on the operating system of your host computer, you'll have to select a package from here. Since I'm running Windows 11, so I'm going to use this link, which is the first one, Windows host. And you can see the download has begun. Now, I'll just minimize this download. Now, the second thing that we have to download is the Ubuntu operating system. So I'll just search for Ubuntu space operating system, or you can just search for Ubuntu download or Ubuntu Linux, and then just open up the first link, which is from ubuntu.com, and from here you can check out the features of Ubuntu software. Like, Ubuntu comes with everything you need to run your organization, school, home, or enterprise. It's an open source operating system. It is secure because it comes with a built-in firewall as well as virus protection. And there are a lot of features which are available with Ubuntu right out of the box. You might want to give these features a read. But anyways, I'll just start with the download. So I'll just click here, download Ubuntu. Now this is the download page of Ubuntu. And before we begin with the download of Ubuntu 23.04, you can notice that the LTS version is 22.04.2. So this is the latest LTS version. If you want to install a LTS version, then you will have to wait a little bit longer for 24.04, which is going to be released in the coming years. And if you are new to Ubuntu and you don't understand what LTS is, LTS stands for long-term support version, and you can notice it from here also. This Ubuntu 22.04 is going to get 5 more years of free security and maintenance updates, which is until April 2027. And coming to this Ubuntu 23.04, which is the latest version, it is going to get only 9 months of security and maintenance updates, which is till January 2024, after which you will be prompted to upgrade to 23.10. And then the recommended system requirement for this Ubuntu 23.04 is same as this one, which is the LTS version, which means you're going to need 2 gigahertz of CPU speed, which should be a dual core, then at least 4 GB of RAM, at least 25 GB of free hard disk space, and we are going to need internet also, and either a DVD drive or a USB port for the installer media. So I'll just begin with the download process. So I'll just click here on download, and the download has begun. So I'll just minimize this. Now, depending on the speed of your internet connection, it might take some time, but once the download is finished, you can open up the folder where you have downloaded Ubuntu as well as the VirtualBox software. So let me just open my download folder, right? And this is the VirtualBox software that I have downloaded just now. So I'll just open it up. Right, now we just have to click on next here. So these are the features which are going to be installed by default. If you're not sure about these features, you just let them be in the default settings. And if you want to change the location, it's going to be saved in C drive by default. If you want to change the location, you can do that from here. Just click on browse and then browse through the directory where you want to save it. And if you want to check the disk usage, which means the amount of space this software is going to occupy, then you can do that also. You can check it out, and then depending on the size which is available on different partitions, you can choose different partition and change the installation directory. All right, but for me, I'll just let it be in the C drive because my C drive is a solid state drive, and I'll just click on next. Now it says installing Oracle VM VirtualBox. Networking feature will reset your network connection and temporarily disconnect you from the network. So if you are downloading anything or uploading anything, you might want to hold on the installation of this VirtualBox until that process is over, because once you click on yes, the network connection will be reset for a few seconds. So your download or upload is going to be interrupted and you'll have to start once again. So once you are done with all of that, you can just come back here and click on yes. Then it says missing dependencies, Python core. So you can just click on yes, and Oracle VirtualBox is going to download and install the required dependencies. So just click on yes and then finally click on install. All right. Now once the installation is complete, you can just click on finish. Then the Oracle VirtualBox Manager is going to open up. All right. Now, depending on your VirtualBox Manager, if you have used the VirtualBox Manager before, then the virtual machines that you have created earlier will be displayed here. Just like here, you can see the virtual machines that I had created earlier. You can click on Tools. And anyways, I'm going to create a new virtual machine, so I'll just click here on new. You have to click on new. If you are going to add an existing virtual machine, then you can just click on add. Otherwise, you can click on new. Now first of all, we have to give a name to this virtual machine. Let's say I'll just write Ubuntu 23.04, and then after that we have to select the folder where we want to save this virtual machine. So I'm going to change the location. So just click on this arrow and then click on other. Now you can browse to the location where you want to save your virtual machines. Then ISO image. Here we have to attach the ISO file of Ubuntu 23.04 which we have downloaded previously. Just click here on the arrow, and then here we have to select other, and then just browse to the location where you have downloaded the Ubuntu 23.04. It's here in my download folder, so I'll just select it from here and then click on open. Right, and you can see the type and version has been changed automatically depending on the operating system that I have selected. All right, now you can click here on skip unattended installation, and then we can minimize these tabs and we can open up the hardware tab. Now here we are supposed to allocate the RAM processor. So at least 4 GB of RAM should be allocated to Ubuntu, which is the recommended system requirement. So let's do that. I will increase it till 6 GB. 6 GB is 6144 MB. All right. And for CPU cores also, I'm going to increase it to 4. Now these two numbers depend on the hardware configuration of your computer. Since my computer comes with 16 GB of RAM, so I can safely allocate 6 GB. you can see we have this red mark. So while allocating the RAM for your virtual machine, try not to cross this red mark, try to be within this green mark. And then for the CPU allocation also, I have 12 CPU cores available in my computer, in my host computer, so I can easily allocate 4 of them. And while allocating 4 CPU cores to this Ubuntu virtual machine, you can see I am well within my green boundary. All right. Now same goes for virtual hard disk. The recommended size is 25 GB, but I will make it to 50, and we can let it be in the default one, that is VirtualBox disk image. And this is the location where this virtual hard disk is going to be created. Then just click here on finish. Now you can see our virtual machine has been created and it is currently powered off. So we can just select this and then click here on start. So it's going to power on our virtual machine. Now you can see we have these options: try or install Ubuntu, then Ubuntu safe mode and the test memory. So I'm going to select try or install Ubuntu. Now first of all, you can notice that Ubuntu 23.04 includes a new OS installer. This is a brand new installer which is not massively different to the old one, but underlying technology has changed. This new installer is built using Flutter, which is a cross-platform framework developed by Google. And this installer leverages Subequity, which is the Canonical's command line installer for Ubuntu. Here, let's click on the language that you want to choose and then click next. And then on the second page, we have to choose whether you want to experiment with Ubuntu using a live Ubuntu or you want to install Ubuntu. So I'm going to select this one, install Ubuntu, and click on next. On this page, we have to select the keyboard. I'm just going to select this English US, and from here we can use wired connection and then click on next. Now on this page you can see we have normal installation, which is going to install web browser, utilities, office software, games and media players. And then we have this minimal installation, which is going to download and install web browser, basic utilities. These are the bare necessities which are required to run the operating system. Now if you want your installation to be as fast as possible, then you can select this one, minimal installation, and keep these two unticked. And if you have plenty of time to spare and you have a good internet connection, then I'll suggest you to select this one, normal installation, and you can tick mark these two options also. Install third-party software for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware, download and install support for additional media formats, and then you can just click on next. Now if you want to create manual partitions, you can click here and then click on next. So you can observe that it is so easy to use the partition manager, which was so glitchy in the Ubiquiti, and it has improved a lot. And if you don't want to create manual partitions, you can just click here on previous and then you can click on erase disk and install Ubuntu. You don't have to worry about creating the partitions then. Just click on next and you can see Ubuntu is going to create two partitions, SDA1 and SDA2. So anyways, you can just click here on install. Now on this page, you have to select the time zone of your country. If your country has multiple time zones, then depending upon the location in which you currently are, you have to select the time zone. For me, I am from India and India has only one time zone. So no matter where I click, the time zone is going to be the same, that is Asia/Kolkata. So just click on next. Now we have to give a name to our computer. So give my name here. Then we have to give computers names. I'll make it short. I'll just make it T3, which is for tanzTalks.tech. And then we have to pick a username. I will make it Tanzil. Alright, then we have to choose a password. Retype the password. Right. if you want Ubuntu to ask for your password every time you log in, then you can keep this option on and then click on next. And Ubuntu offers you two different type of theme, light or dark, so it depends upon you which theme you want to choose. Let's say I'll just choose the dark theme and then click on next, and the installation is going to begin. You just have to sit back and relax for a while till the installation is complete. Alright, then once the installation is finished, you just have to restart. So you can click here on restart now, or if you just want to keep continuing with the testing or experimenting with the operating system, then you can click here with continue testing. But you'll have to keep in mind that whatever changes that you make to your guest operating system, it will not be retained, or if you make any documents, it will not be saved. So this is just for testing purpose. It will not retain any settings or document. So I'll just click here on restart now. If you get a prompt like this, please remove the installation medium and press enter. You can just right away press enter. Then you can just log in into your account. And before logging into your new Ubuntu virtual machine, you can notice that the login and the lock screens, now they use a larger user avatar and wider password entry box. This is wider than the one that used to be available in the previous versions. There are subtle tweaks which are theme wise. So those who are using keyboard navigation, they will get to know which element is active. And then we can just press enter and log in into the operating system. Now before we can start using the operating system, we just have to do some few clicks. Now it says connect your online accounts. If you want to connect any of the online accounts, you can do that from here, but otherwise you can just click here on skip. Now to help improve Ubuntu, if you are fine with Ubuntu sending system information to the server, then you can click here send system info to canonical. Otherwise you can click on this option that says don't send system information, and then you can just click on next. Now this is a privacy setting. In case if you don't want your computer to know the location of your host computer, then you can just let it be on off. And also you can turn these features on or off later also. So for now we can just let it be like this, and you can click on next. Now these are the applications which are ready to use right out of the box, and you can see we have one update also. Updated software has been issued since Ubuntu 23.04 was released. Do you want to install it now? You can. If update is coming up to you also, then you can install them. It's always a good practice to install the updates and let the updates be installed in the background. So I'll just minimize it. So these were the softwares that you can use. And if you want to see more software, then you can click here on open Ubuntu software now, or later you can click here on Ubuntu software. The icon is here on the dock. And finally we can just click on done. In the meanwhile, the Ubuntu software is going to open up. Now once it opens up, you can check out the applications that you can download. Now depending on the categories, the applications have been categorized. Like if you want to look for the applications for development purpose, you can click here on development. So depending upon the application that you want to use, you can open the respective categories. And if you want to see the applications which are already installed on your computer, then you can click on this tab, installed. And then finally, if you want to see the updates which are available, you can click here and you can see the updates. Alright, then I'll just close it. Now in this new version of Ubuntu, you can see a lot of changes. Like for example, we have this quick settings here. If you click here, you can notice that each of the settings have subsettings, which means if you click on this arrow icon, then you can see the sub settings related to each of the settings. And then you can notice this subtitle, which provides the information regarding the currently active settings. So it's a very welcoming change for Ubuntu. Then you can click here on settings. Let's scroll down and click here on about. And from here you can observe that the name of the operating system is 23.04 Ubuntu. and the GNOME version is 44, which is the latest version at the time of making this video. And in the same way, if you want to check out these settings, you can do them one by one. Like for example, if you click here on appearance, you can see we have the default theme, we have the dark theme. You can also change the colors of these themes, and then you can change the backgrounds also. Then we have Ubuntu desktop. If you want to change the size of the icons, you can do that from here. If you want to change the icons which are on the dock, which means we are talking about these icons, if you want to change their size, or if you want to change the mode, or if you want to change the position, everything is available here. All the options are available here. From here you can do those customizations. If you click on notifications, then you can turn off the notification for particular applications. Then we have the multitasking. And anyways, there are a lot of features and improvements and enhancements that are available with Ubuntu, and I cannot talk about all those features in this video, since this video is just about the installation part of the Ubuntu. In the next video, we shall discuss about the features and the new enhancements and the improvements that are available in the latest version of Ubuntu. So that's all for this video. I hope you were able to install the latest version of Ubuntu. So if you liked the video, don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to see you in the next video. Till then, take care and thanks for watching.